Terrible.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Lego with Andrew from Brick Monarch and Brick Monarch Shop, and myself, Jason, with the Brick Stop. Check out our website, check out our links, and welcome to tonight's show. How you doing, Andrew?
Hey, what's up, man?
You
Minifig
hanging in
collector.
there?
Where the show? The show is right here. Where you're at?
Yeah, we like to make people wait just a couple minutes. Get them
Sorry, we were
hyped up.
having a heated conversation before we got in here and live. We had to
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
that off real quick before we went public.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, welcome everybody. Good to see you here. We got 23 people jumping in. Hopefully we have some more people as they filter in. It's good to have you. Drop a like on the video if you have a fun time watching. Obviously we got the super chats turned on. If you want to leave a donation, you're welcome to do that as well. Let's say hi to everybody here and then we'll jump into this. I'm really excited about this pirate situation. Retro Blue Coats. Hang on a minute. Did he switch sides?
No, I don't know what he's doing. I
Retro
don't know
Blue
what he's
Coat
doing over there.
signing in. Let's get tropical. Thanks for the donation. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Retro's in here. Jose, what's up, man? Let's see here. Lego
Octavian.
Composer is in here. What's up?
Hey. Good to see you,
Alternate
man.
candidate Chase Matty.
Yeah, we got the
Adam
crew
Ride.
here. JB, Mirko.
Filler text.
Yep. Peter in.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jose.
Has it been an interesting week in Lego?
Not as interesting as last week.
Well, I mean, with the introduction of the whole D&D minifig series, that's pretty big.
Yep. Yeah. So, for those who haven't got wind of it yet, they're doing a collectible series of minifigs for D&D. Looks like there's lots of wizards and creature people.
Yeah, and like I said to you in a private message, Jason, this could either be really cool, or it could be just a mess of shit.
It could be Video 2.0.
It could be Video 2.0.
Yeah. We'll
see. We'll see what Lego's take is on it. I hope they put somebody on it that actually is a fan of fantasy, and not
for sure.
Some fruitcake.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for sure. We'll hopefully see some good parts out of it for sure. I mean, I think either way, if there's some printed shields, right, with some of the like paladins and things like that, that would be fun. Some torsos. It looks like there's a lot of different switchable heads and things like that. So there's a good chance we're gonna get some fun parts and some good prints, regardless of the whether or not the whole thing.
In the list it says there's new molded weapons and stuff like that. So that's that's interesting.
It's always fun to see that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, honestly, at this point, there's so many weapons and things. Really, the only thing I care that much about in the whole weapons is like maybe some armor and maybe some prints on shields and things.
Mirko's in here too.
Hey.
Adam Ride has a comment here. Has anyone checked on Tricerion? Is there something wrong with him?
Is he in here? He showed up last week. He was here last week. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see if he pops in. We'll do a wellness check if he pops in here. Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Filler text, mini space, GWP, Psi. What's that all about?
That's the baby space set.
Jason, I know what he's talking about. You don't have to tell me like I was born yesterday.
I wasn't necessarily telling you. I was just, addressing the general audience.
I was asking about the Psi part.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wants to get it. Yeah, I want to get it, but I can't get it. Yeah.
Why can't you get it?
I mean, not everybody can just throw hundreds of dollars at Lego all the time.
I mean, I'm
probably not gonna get it either.
I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass it up.
It's cool. I like it. It's fun. Some people aren't. It's not for them, but I've seen some people say,
I bought a couple of those little cherry blossom sets.
Yeah.
The sea turtle build house from Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
I bought an extra Viking village.
Oh, it's sold out. Also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, duh. I knew that wasn't going to take long. I did that day one, dude.
Sold out. Kid Lego Composer. Apparently, it's sold out. Yeah. Fooling with Bricks. Oh yeah, where's he? He's been. I haven't seen him on as much either. Fooling with bricks. We had. He was one of our OG guys back in the day. He would jump on all of our Instagram live streams.
Yeah, he don't jump on YouTube very much.
No, no. Although I think he has a YouTube channel. Anyway, not to get all caught up in the community, but that is why we're kind of here. So it's good to see you guys. Good to touch base with some of you guys. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna hit up Pirates 1989 to 1991.
The golden era
Tonight.
of piracy.
Kind of the gold, yeah, perfect golden age of piracy, right?
Yeah, for sure. This obviously I was heavy into Lego when Pirates came out.
Yeah,
Heavy.
for sure.
I don't know whether I should show the two catalog images first or if we should run through the sets. What do you think?
It might be fun to kind of get the atmosphere set and then jump into some of the sets. I'd like to see those images.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the catalogs.
Let's do that. All right.
1989, the mini catalog comes out with say Black Monarch's Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Say you buy that. And the cover of this book right here shows the spaceman, the castle guy, and the city guy.
Yep.
Saying, "Holy crap! Look at this ship."
Yep. There's something sailing into the horizon. We're getting something new here. What? Right. I mean, I'm gonna have to just I'm gonna have to say Pirates probably the single most like impressive addition to Lego. The Lego, since these three right here.
with the ships,
without an exception, really.
Yeah.
It goes above even the. Not that it's necessarily better than Adventurers, though I would say maybe it is. I think it's the most iconic out of these four. It's the fourth, right? Like, Pirates, Castle, City, Space, Pirates.
Yeah,
those are the four. So yeah, the introduction here, they did a perfect job with the little cover here, them sailing in, and then this is the first book, right, with this image of the fort.
Yeah.
It
literally has got the Black Sea's Barracuda like 2 feet from the El Dorado fortress, just like skating by.
Yeah, they're just the broadside.
It's a clipper ship that can just maneuver like that.
Right. Hopefully, that must be a real drop off on the side of that.
Yeah. So this year, in 1989 for Christmas, I got the Black Sea's Barracuda, and my little brother got El Dorado Fortress, thanks to me, because I insisted that my parents get him that so that I had both.
Right. And then you promptly pirated the fort from him.
I promptly pirated the fort and became part of my collection.
Yeah. Yeah. So out of these two, since these are the most prominent, obviously, kits for this time, the ship and the fort. I have the fort. My wife actually bought me it for our wedding, and she bought it with a box and everything. Not sealed, but with the box. And I still haven't got my hands on an original Barracuda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never got. I have almost all of the other ones, like almost every single other pirate ship. But this one, I just never, kind of eluded me, and I don't know. I have the remake, obviously, with the island, the Barracuda Bay, from the Ideas set, but. Yeah, this is the most, I would say, probably the most iconic Lego pirate ship ever made.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most well known.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I mean, even the Clipper was pretty famous for a while there.
The Caribbean Clipper, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are all really solid, right? These are the introductory sets, and we can get into the actual images here in a little bit, but yeah, obviously take a moment to take in that beautiful photograph up there with the fort and the ship here. So, yeah.
So we got a couple comments here. We might as well address a few of these here. General Tron's bricks. Advertising department knocked it out of the park. Yes, they did.
They did on everything till like
Killed
2000. It. They did it really from here to 2000, maybe 2002 or whatever.
Peter N is saying that 3-in-1 set on the left is very expensive.
Absolutely.
Which one is that?
Good luck with that.
Little helicopter, little spaceship, and it looks like one of the
It's the hay wagon.
Yeah.
The hay cart from Castle. And I think that little space set is pretty darn hard to get a hold of too.
Yeah, it's probably like a Futron.
Yeah, I think it is. I think we covered it a couple weeks ago, actually, on the Futron shop.
Let's see here. Octavian is saying, do you really need the original Barracuda if you have the Bay? They're quite different.
They are quite different. I mean, do you? Yeah. It maybe comes down to kind of want it.
Do you really need wheels if you have the car?
Right. I mean, it's no and yes at the same time. It wasn't a priority when I was looking at other ships. When I was kind of collecting some of the other things.
Yeah,
for some
you're
reason,
a schooner. You're a schooner guy.
Yeah, and when I got that one, I was like, I got the best one. So Retro agrees here, or maybe he's letting me know. Yeah, he says, you know which ship is the best though, Jason, with the skull there. Yeah, Skull's Eye Schooner, guys. But it could just be my contrary nature saying, well, it's different. It's got different color sails. It's got green cannon port. It's different, so I like it better, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is more traditional though. The red and white sails, the gold trim, the whole thing. Yeah. This is as traditional pirate as you get right here with the Barracuda. So.
PX Chris, these are some of the best marketing dioramas Lego ever did, period. Agreed.
Yeah. End of story.
Yeah. I mean, from like what? Probably about 88, 86, 87, all the way up through maybe 96.
Yeah, it fell off.
95, it started to fall out. Started to fall off right after 96.
And then there was kind of hit and misses. Arctic had a kind of a cool one, but it wasn't quite the same. Obviously, they were adding
wasn't the same vibe
elements. Yeah, and then like what's odd is Vikings, the Lego Vikings in like 2000, whenever the heck that was, 9 or 12 or something like that. I don't remember. They kind of went back to that and did some. They even had an opening flap on the big fort. I think you have that. Or you've seen it at least, and it's got a ton of the Vikings set up kind of in the old style a little bit. But yeah, it was a kind of an off and on thing after that. It's just, but yeah, this time period for advertising is solid. Just the photographs and the images and everything like that. So Andrew's out. We lost him. Coming back. Let me address the chat real quick while we do this. So,
hey, there you are.
Oh, you're back in. Did you freeze out or did I?
Yeah, freeze? I don't know what just happened.
All right. Well, I'm glad you jumped back in because I was just getting ready to wait for
I was never gone. I was never gone.
Okay, cool. We're good. Connection established.
Right.
But yeah, let's you want to jump in? Do we have another catalog image?
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Man.
This one, I love this one, man.
Yeah, this one's killer, man. This was when Rock Island Refuge came out. So it was big.
Yeah. Dude, the Rock Island Refuge, what a beautiful set.
It is a great set. And it had like 200 pieces or something like that.
Yeah. Not a whole lot, but
no.
What it did have was really great. Yeah, and then you got the fort still in the back here along that kind of that little jetty area. So
that's not the fort. That's the lagoon lockup sitting back there.
Oh, with the other two small ones.
Yeah, and then Broadside Brig and then the Saber Island setting up on top, which is really weird. Saber Island is sitting on top of this rock formation in a puddle.
Pool. It's a tide pool.
Yeah.
They built it in the tide pool.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, dude, I love the mossy like cliffs up here with the little like color, the green on it and everything.
Dude, I know.
Oh man, it's so good. Really nice. What a phenomenal way to kind of set the tone for this whole theme.
Yeah, there was something that I wanted to point out too. So you see Captain Redbeard right here in the foreground fighting on the hill?
Yeah.
That's not Captain Redbeard.
Oh, really?
He doesn't have the epaulets on.
Oh.
Captain Redbeard is sitting on the back of the Barracuda with old girl having some wine.
Having a drink. He's hanging out over there.
Yeah, he's like cuddling up to her real close.
Dude, I see that.
Come on, baby. The guy's got it.
So who is this guy up here then? I wonder if that's Ironhook before he became Ironhook.
I don't know.
That's funny, dude. He doesn't have the epaulets. Does he not come with epaulets in that set?
Yes, he does.
Oh, so they took him off for the picture.
Yeah, they took him off for the picture.
Kind of made him like somebody else.
Captain Redbeard comes with the brown epaulets in the Black Seas Barracuda.
Right. I guess I was curious if he comes with them in the Rock Island Refuge and Forbidden Island as well.
I cannot say for sure 100%, but we can look at the sets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. There he is right there.
Yeah, he's got the brown epaulets on right there. I can see it.
So it's just a fun marketing thing. They wanted to kind of diversify the group.
Hey, this isn't the official captain. The actual captain's over here schmoozing with this chick.
Schmoozing up the pirate girls. Ironhook Origins says retro space coats. I mean, you never know.
You never know. Make of it what you will. I was just pointing out a fun detail there.
No, I love it. Yeah, those are always the fun ones. Someone else in the comments actually quite a few episodes back now pointed out some hilarious stuff in some of the castle posters we were looking at.
Peter N says he has the brown epaulets in every set he's in. So
that's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't think they had changed him out at all.
It's his
signature look.
Double.
There you go. Yeah. You gotta have a double if you're a pirate captain.
So what I did here, guys, is I kind of mixed up the sets a little bit. They're not all by year, but it's just everything from 1989 to 1991 is kind of thrown in here, however haphazardly. All right. First ones that have come out here: Shipwreck Island, Forbidden Island, and Castaway's Raft. They were the first original. These were some of the original ones. Came out, in the forefront. I loved all these. I had all three of these when I was a kid.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was the first time I saw a barrel used like that on the raft.
Definitely. Well, was Pirates, how many barrels were showing up in the castle world before Pirates? There were a couple, I suppose. Right?
I don't know. Honestly.
See, this is where I wish I anyway, it's a great way. Yeah, when the first time I ever saw that, I loved it as well with the sideways barrels here.
Yeah, filler text. I think this is the first time we got that monkey, is in the Pirates.
And the shark and the cannon.
Yeah, and the shark and the cannon. I mean, there's a laundry list of firsts.
Cut out for a second there.
The palm tree too, right?
Yeah.
With the sectional palm tree.
The rigging, the crow's nest, the monkey, the parrot. Well, parrot in that color.
Yeah. General Tron said the barrels came with the Pirates. I would believe that.
That's what I saw. Because then Wolfpack had them, and they showed up in some medieval sets, but they weren't as prominent until.
Yeah, but that was in '92.
Right. So they were introduced
years before then. Yeah.
And then integrated into Castle, which makes tons of sense. But yeah.
Yeah. So these sets were pretty awesome. This is where we get our first little island plates.
Mm-hmm. I love those plates. The little printed island. Yeah. And the big printed island.
The big printed island is kind of cool. It's got a little bridge that goes over a little puddle in the middle, which is kind of weird, but
it's kind of funky. Yeah.
I think the Forbidden Island is like a simulation of a shipwreck, even though this little set over here is called Shipwreck Island.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of that in the Lego Pirate world. Once you really get into it, a lot of these old things kind of, you can look at profiles of some of these old sets and things like that, and they have like sort of a shipwreck sort of vibe or whatever it may be. And some of these other ones like the Shipwreck Island or the crew of a shipwreck that survived, right? So yeah, dude. Oh man, the gold coins. That's also introduced in this theme.
Oh yeah, and it's funny enough is you don't even you see him in the front there with the Shipwreck Island.
Yeah,
where the monkey's always got the coins for some reason.
Yeah, he's always running away with the coins.
Let's see here. Jose pointed out here that 6270 sealed goes for $1,200.
Yeah, I think someone else. It may have been him. He dropped the $400. He said sealed for that 3-pack that we were talking about earlier, the little 3-in-1 set or whatever.
Yeah. Minifig collector says, was the stairs only in the set? I don't think so. I think
that color.
In that color, maybe. Yeah.
I'm almost.
Wasn't there one on the backside of Dark Dragon's Den?
Yeah. There was.
Was it black?
It was black. Yeah. Yeah. So black and gray for these stairs. I think there's some wonky colors from Fabuland actually, but these ones, the straight staircase, because there's also the spiral
The
staircase.
spiral, well, it's like a quarter. It's a quarter
Right, a
spiral.
half turn or a quarter. Yeah, yeah. That is in. I mean, even Paradisa had those with the lighthouse and stuff in different colors. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is. I believe it. This is the only set that comes in dark gray.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah.
Peter N is asking, did everyone get the firing cannons in the U.S. or was it a mix? All of the original sets had the firing cannons. I had the Shipwreck Island, the Forbidden Island, the Black Seas Barracuda, and Eldorado Fortress all had firing cannons.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, then it wasn't long after this that they banned them all.
Yeah. Because kids were shooting each other with them.
Yeah, which is goofy, but yeah.
So moving on to some of the settlers or soldiers or whatever you want to call them. Now these obviously came out across the 3-year period.
Mm-hmm.
Sabre Island was first. Broadside Brig came out a year after, and then Lagoon Lockup. All of these are great little sets.
Love them. Lagoon Lockup, man. First time I set my eyes on that one.
One of the coolest ones.
Just the way it's like, it's almost more of like it's the closest thing I think we got to like a little town front, sort of waterfront.
Yeah.
That's not really, it is still a fort sort of, but it has the little awning over the window and the dock out front, and there is a jail cell, but it almost feels like it's a jail cell in a port town, not part of the big fort necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's the vibe of this set is perfect.
Yeah,
I
cool.
really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I think that I think it was cool how they did like the the little red and the blue awning. It was just so it felt
It's perfect. Yeah.
Classic castle. It felt like classic castle, classic town.
Mm-hmm.
It just had that super awesome feel to it.
Well, and it's unique. Like that detail is only in this set, and that's what really gives it like that sort of that vibe. Yeah, that look. It's really nice. Lagoon Lockup has some cool alternate builds. Lorem Ipsum says in the comments. Yeah, it does. Yeah, and that's something we can talk about a little about the Rock Island Refuge too. All builds for that are incredible. So
yeah,
all of these a lot of times had some pretty fun alternative stuff you could do with them.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was kind of cool that Sabre Island came on the same little blue island plate that the Shipwreck Island is. So you got 2 of them in the first wave of pirates. The first real wave of pirates.
For sure, yeah. It's nice to see them use those parts. It's always annoying. I think one of the examples of that might be this. Is it this one, the Broadside Brig, or is it one of these sets? There's only, I think it's the Broadside Brig is the only set to come with a yellow brick pattern. It's corner piece.
I think so, yeah.
So like that's a bummer they didn't put that in another set. Whereas like
all the corner pieces in Eldorado Fortress were white.
Right, exactly. And I think there was even a corner piece on the little Cannon Cove that was white. So
which is odd too. That's a good thing to point out too, because the top of Eldorado Fortress is all white, and it's the lower that's yellow. And Broadside Brig and Lagoon Lockup are the reverse of that. It's like the bottom is yellow and then the top is white. Sabre Island matches Eldorado.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. You'd almost think that the yellow corner panel with the brick texture or the brick print would be on Eldorado more.
Yeah, Chris says that it does have a yellow corner piece in Eldorado.
Oh, is it? Well, then it is the white one. I knew one of. One of these is exclusive. Yeah, it must be the white one, and it must be the one on Cannon Cove then. So
I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I will. I'm gonna get there now. I'm gonna find out right now. I'm pulling up the program.
That yellow one is weird though.
It's weird. I mean, I like it a lot. I like all these old corner panel brick things. Yellow is kind of an interesting color though, and they were working also with a a limited palette.
Yeah, Retro says it's in Cannon Cove.
White. The only white one is in Cannon's Cove.
But that comes out later.
93. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even in this video.
Oh, dang it! It's so similar. But I
Sorry.
guess it's redcoats, isn't it? It's not the blue
It
guys.
is. Yeah, there's the blue guys.
Sorry,
This is all the blue guys and pirates. And
completely
then
different.
the next pirate video will be against the
Okay, yeah, I
Imperial guys.
derailed it a little bit. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
kind of on topic, but
Yeah,
so
it's okay.
the yellow one comes in 3 different sets, and I think there might even I don't know how many come in El Dorado Fortress, but it's good to note. So it's the white one that's the exclusive one. Um, yeah, so that's all I wanted to point out.
I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, I just love I love the white one. It's hard to find. You'd think the white one out of all of them would be more popular because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But the yellow one came in 3 different kits and one in each kit. So there's only one in El Dorado Fortress as well. So moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
Rock Island Refuge, Renegade Raft, and Pirates Desert Island.
Perfect.
Um,
I have like 5, or not 5, but I've got like 2 or 3 of those Renegade Rafts.
yeah, I think everybody got a few of those.
I mean, you can build it in like so.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it had like
right.
20 or 30 pieces that came with a shark
Yeah.
and like your typical triangle hat guy.
Your standard crew of the ship guy. Yeah.
Although the little 1481 came with the gold pack.
Dude.
And the
Is
pirate.
It 4 coins or 8 coins in that?
It may have only been 4.
Yeah. Still, I mean, that's great.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was probably one of those little kits.
I like that. I like the little pot he's got. I like the little accessories they would add into these. He's like camping out there, or I guess he's deserted out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we almost have in Rock Island Refuge too. Interesting. We almost have a repeat of that other raft set. Was it Raft Raiders or what? What did we just look at?
Castaway's Raft.
Castaway's Raft. Look at that. How similar that raft is.
Yeah, the Raft Raiders was the one with the little sail on it, which had
That's
an iron
right.
hook.
That's right. Yeah.
And that comes out. That comes out later. That's out with the schooner.
We'll do that video next.
Yeah, that'll be the next pirate video for sure.
Got it. Yeah. Well, what's nice is like all of these are so cohesive. You know, in my brain, they're all just kind of mixed together.
I know. I get that. I get them. Some I get confused, but some I have fond memories of.
Yeah.
So it's easier to reflect back.
Now the blue coats. Did the blue coats just go to 91? Or
yes,
because they did switch, so they switched over to red after that.
Yeah, because right after this, they introduced the Imperial guys.
Right, which are, basically the British Empire comes in.
Yeah,
the red coats. Well, and then obviously, and then it was 2009. We had red coats again, and then I think 2014-ish we had blue coats, and then we got the blue coats today with the remake of the fort. So now there's some options out there for getting some soldiers, but
I mean, if you got every single pirate set, man, you could build quite the ordeal in the water. I mean, like I said, I mean, I can only speak from my perspective as an American. Okay, so don't judge me. But the blue guys are the English settlers, right?
Right.
Along the East Coast, fighting against the pirates in the Caribbean, and then the British come and they're like, "Hey, you could have all kinds of stuff going on. You could have the British fighting the English soldiers, and then the pirates are in trying to like take all their stuff in the middle."
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I mean,
just depends on what you think.
Yeah, rocks and forest quiver. Blue guys are French AF.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, see, the fleur de lis is what gives it away for me.
It's not a fleur de lis.
I mean, I would say it is.
It's not.
This is a disagreement we've had every pirate conversation we've ever done. That's the thing. The French had settlers too. And so when it says settlers, it's not necessarily. I mean, this is a European toy, so it could be either group, I suppose. But the Continental Army was also bluecoats. I give you that. I'll give you that.
I mean, like,
They had different flags, though. They didn't have these flags.
No, they had American flags.
Well, they had kind of a hybrid style flag at the time.
Matter. Either way, all the main piracy that when we think about pirates, we all know it happened in the Caribbean. We all know that the French came over. Yeah. The English came over, but then there was also the settlers. And these guys were called settlers. In a lot of marketing.
But there were settlers in multiple countries, right? Like the French came in with settlers and took all the French Indian War happened after that, and they had the whole upper part of the New World. So
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it was a whole thing. But funnily enough, some of the pirates could be the Americans as well because they were privateers during the Revolutionary War, and they had pirate ship style operations going on for Washington, and they were sanctioned by the new government to run pirate operations on the British. So you know, dude, I mean, it's such a complex thing. I know you've got your lore and we've got our lore. I've always in my head done the traditional thing, as thought of them as El settlers, as the French. A lot of people say the French, but you can use them for both. You know, take the flag off, and they do look like the Continental Army, the blue coats that were fought under Washington. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you that, dude. I have so many of
If
these
you
guys
live
too.
in France or in Canada,
Yeah,
they're French.
there you go.
If you live in America, they're English.
I presume that they're
Play
French.
out your story.
Let's see. Octavian says, "I presume it's the French for Europe and English settlers for the U.S." Oh, is that what you just kind of said?
Yeah, I popped him up.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, you said. Oh, sorry. I'm behind on the times. Behind on
Get
the
with the
chat.
program,
My bad.
Jason.
Good lord. Blue shirts
Yeah.
were British Imperials.
No, the red
No,
coats
the
are
red
coming
coats
does
for the
not
British.
say blue coats. When it says the red coats are coming, they're talking about
The red coats.
the
The British.
English.
Yeah.
And
What's funny? You know what's
that's
really funny?
that's U.S. history,
What's
right?
really funny about this all is this is Lego's rose-colored interpretation of almost a fantasized version of all of this, because what the reality is, there were blue uniforms, green, yellow, red, all of these in the British and a bunch of other
Oh yeah,
armies. So red coats even is a generalization. Most of them, the regulars, were wearing red coats, but there was blue, and you see those historical TV shows and those historic movies where even watching the Napoleon movie that came out recently, there's all kinds of colors of uniforms in all of the different armies. So
yeah.
yeah, but it's fun to get some of these in Lego. That's the best part, right? We can
Right.
all agree these are some of the coolest minifigs ever. Is the Imperials, the Royal, whatever you want to call them, and the Pirates versus the Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, General Tron's pointing out that the later ones were the Spanish ones, Spanish Armada.
Yeah, and they were clearly marked as, I mean, they Spanish Armada. They were called the Armada. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Those are really the only ones I guess that are
just
called that.
adding to the authenticity of the whole redcoat, English, pirate, Spanish, all of them right there in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Lego Pirates does so much cool stuff with the minifigs and the factions and stuff like that. You know, uh, getting the Armada was one of the coolest things ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Harbor
Well,
Sentry, dude, I loved Harbor Sentry so much. It doesn't make any sense, but I loved it.
yeah, cannon on a dinghy, not happening.
That's how he moves from fast travel. That's his fast travel method. He
There's this
fires
little
that thing
thing
off.
called buoyancy, and that does not add up.
He just shoots. You see him like in the morning, just like every morning he gets his cup of coffee. He tilts that thing, fires it off, and you just see him scoot across the bay like at 50 miles an hour. And they're like, there goes the Harbor Sentry. Signaled the opening of the day with his cannon.
Yeah, something too that I wanted to point out. See the cannon there with the little needle in it? That was the needle that you could throw the little 1x1 round down on that, and that was one of the ones that was like the pull trigger with the spring in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you could tell. Just saying.
Yeah, so those were the old shooting cannons for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate
Yeah,
minifigs is. Oh, go ahead.
What?
I was gonna say the Pirate minifigs pack was such a cool set.
It is a cool set. Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is. 10 pieces of gold, which includes the little break off piece, of course.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I would almost say I'd love every minifig except potentially the captain, only because he's so prevalent in all the other sets.
Yeah.
it might have been cool to get a different minifig there. But the fact you get the pirate chick, 2 blue coats, and then the parrot and the captain, like that's such a nice set. I'm guessing it was probably what, $5 or something.
Yeah, maybe $5.99 or $4.99
Yeah.
or something like that.
Amazing.
I mean, the Clipper was only like $30, wasn't it? 30 or $40.
Yeah, one of 2 sets to come with the governor broadside. Well, and that kind of plays into what you had said about the settlers. He's not a admiral. He's a governor.
He's a governor,
He's the
and
governor of
during
the colony.
piracy, we had governors along the East Coast in the first 13 colonies. Even before it was the first 13 colonies, even before that, there was still governors and townships and things along the coast, which were, at risk of pirates and the Red
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Trying to still enforce taxes and all that.
Yeah. So you got the governor broadside here. He's got the rare gold birds on the ship. They only come in a couple sets. So that's fun too. As far as parts go, the Clipper has some good exclusive stuff in it.
Or it does.
Exclusive.
There was some other random piece I thought that the Clipper had that was only in the Clipper.
Is it something along the back there? It might.
Yeah, I thought it had something to do with the steering wheel or something like that, around the steering wheel or something. I could be wrong.
That rings a bell. I'm not 100% sure though. But yeah, that does ring a bell. I'd have to look at it again in more, depth, I suppose. Figure out what part it is you're talking about. Yeah, but there's a couple exclusive things about it. It's a cool set. Yeah, that yellow bird didn't.
Yeah,
I think it only came in like a Johnny Thunder set.
Did it?
Yeah, it was like a pharaoh, like a weird pharaoh tomb thing.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Filler Tech said the pirate chick was bald and weirdly had bangs. 2.5 out of 10. She was rough.
She wasn't bald. What are you talking about?
She was bald.
They didn't have hair pieces.
Can you imagine what I mean? Oh God, can you imagine what that person would look like in real life?
I mean,
oh my Lord.
I don't know. She has black hair. If you take the turban off or whatever, the bandana, she would have had black hair.
She was good enough for Redbeard.
Yeah.
Because we saw him smoozing with her on the back.
Redbeard has good taste. 10 out of 10.
She probably tastes like wine and booze. That's why I was attracted to her. She probably smells like booze. To go along with Filler Tech's comment.
At the time Lego produced this minifigure, they didn't have hair molded onto the bottoms of these types of hats and stuff like that. Personally, I almost prefer that because it ruins the hat if you wanted to use it for a guy.
Just something else. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or some other fig. You got these hair pieces glued onto these tricorn hats and stuff like that. I mean, luckily the current tricorn hat with the ponytail works because all the dudes back then who were soldiers had ponytails, so I guess it's fine. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm pointing that out. She's not a bald pirate chick, okay? I'm dying on that hill.
She's bald.
Caribbean Clipper, Valley of Kings and the Treasure Tomb are the only 3 sets to come with a gold parrot.
Very cool.
And by gold, I mean yellow.
And look, Jason, there's that yellow corner over there.
There he is. Very nice.
Yeah, and then in the back, you get the wall piece, the yellow wall piece. For some reason, I thought, and I hadn't taken a second look at this, I had thought that the white had come down further over there on that side.
No, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting color scheme here. A lot of yellow. I wonder, I mean, it's weird because at the time, yellow represented gold. Obviously, this isn't gold, although it is called Fort El Dorado, Eldorado was the city of gold. So, I mean, I don't know.
Which was technically been like hunted by the Spanish originally.
Right. And that's where the lore gets really wonky.
Yeah, and then it just gets all kinds of screwed up because now we got the English French guys at El Dorado Fortress.
But they're actually Spanish because they're looking for
gold, but not really.
Yeah, that's what you get with Lego lore. They didn't have it all ironed out perfectly.
No, yeah, it's all messed up, but it's okay.
Still an awesome set.
Oh yeah, still an awesome set. And the one thing I got to point out, I loved how they did the 2 slopes going down, and then 1 brick high, and then the arch over top as like the kind of like the wall where you could. I mean, they almost look like cannon holes, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
close.
They did not include that at all in the new remake.
I was really surprised they pulled
They're more
that
like
out,
arrow slits.
because I was like, that one is such an iconic design for this
It's the only place I've ever seen it done that way.
in
Is on this
like
set.
an official Lego set. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is surprising they decided not to put that into the new one.
Yeah.
Because they did do a couple other decent references.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks obviously the whole profile of the fort looks very similar. They did a good job. I'd still say they did a really fantastic remake, but yeah, missing those wonderful little windows above the arches is a miss for me for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of love for the original here.
Absolutely, it came with a good number of figs too, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
what was eight figs in that set.
Yeah,
That's a lot for back in the day.
you get the
I think
governor again.
I think the Barracuda came with 9.
Yeah, you didn't get much more than 9 or 10 and back in the
Yeah.
big sets, the big castles and things like that. Not, I think one of the was it 12 on like Black Knight's Castle, maybe. There seemed to be a lot on that set
Black Knight's Castle. No, there was like,
because they had like a ton of little archer dudes and stuff.
I mean, there was like 2 and then 2 and then maybe 2. Maybe there was 10.
There's like a image on the back of the box that shows them all like marching together, and it's quite a nice little army. But I don't remember how many it is. Just saying, they didn't throw like handfuls of these dudes into these sets. You got to kind of
you have to think too that during this time, these sets were so cheap you could buy all of them.
I mean, kind of, but I mean they scaled with inflation. I mean, back in the day, how much was this thing back in the day? This thing came out in the late 80s or early 90s. 90.
No, this came out in 89.
So yeah, 80s. What was $100 in the 80s worth? How much was this? Was this $70?
$400 now.
Like that. That's what I was just saying. Like,
you could do a lot. I mean, dude, if you were a kid and had $30, dude, you were living life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if it's scaled correctly, because you get weird sets like the Indiana Jones Temple one that they just came out with, which is $40 and has 600 pieces.
Yeah,
this
so
is insane.
12 figs in Black Knight's Castle.
Oh, I was right.
And PX Chris said 12 in both of the Black Knight's Castle.
I thought that the Dungeon Master's Castle had 12 as well.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt the count by them both having 4 horseback knights. 4 cavalry.
Right.
Right, and then you got 2 and 2 and 2 and 2.
Yeah, you got all the little archers up in those towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's El Dorado.
Phenomenal.
Somebody was in here saying broadside is French or something. I don't know.
Governor Broadside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we already had this conversation. I'm not going back to it. Dude, you're right, bro. I just popped it into an inflation calculator.
Did you?
$100 is $396 in today's cash. Holy crap. So the $100 castles we're all looking at thinking they were cheap. I mean, it kind of works. Lion Knight's Castle's $400.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're getting more for the dollar than we were back then.
As far as bricks go.
Parts and figs. Yeah. As far as design, not so much. As far as prints, maybe not so much. But yeah, there's a fun fact. Go get you all depressed for the week. Happy Monday, everyone. Your $100 is.
I know, and we're like
the
what?
80s is.
we're what, 10 days away from having to drop like $400 on the Lego.
Wait, what's coming out now? Is that the
460? Yeah, I'll have to do 460. Yeah. The Medieval Town Square and the Snow White Cottage.
Right. Yeah, those two coming out. Yeah.
They both come out on the 1st of March.
Anyway, I was curious about that, because I think that gives us a good understanding of, well, we're looking at these old sets and some of the prices.
Yeah.
Now we kind of understand where we're sitting with that in today's money. So yeah, interesting. So that's so that's the Eldorado Fortress. That's kind of it for the slides. Oh no, duh. I was like, wait, are we done?
No, we have the Barracuda.
Perfect. The most iconic Lego pirate ship. I mean, I'll give it that.
Ever.
I don't think it's the best, but it's the most iconic for sure. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nice ship, Jason.
Oh, I'm not saying it's bad. It's in the top like 4 or
It was a
2,
good
right?
build.
Like
It was a good build. It just, I don't know. It was the first.
yeah.
You know, came back
Being
as a
the
legend
first.
set.
That's true. It came back as a Lego Legend along with Guarded In and
Yeah.
Eldorado Fortress. Not Eldorado. What's the stupid fort from the Wild West? Fort Legorado.
Fort Legorado.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great set. Like I said, we kind of had covered a little bit because I got going on it, jumped the gun a little bit on this one, but never got a hold of one of these guys. But I'd love to get one eventually. Maybe. I mean, I could part most of it out. Probably it's the sails is going to be the hard part. Maybe the base.
Yeah.
I mean, the figs, give or take. I mean, a lot of it's pretty basic stuff, right?
As soon as I read this comment, I saw Captain Hook in my head. It has great coloring and foam.
That's awesome.
It does. It's got a nice shape. It's got a nice shape overall.
Mm-hmm.
The masts are in the right place. It just, I don't know. It feels balanced. It's elegant.
Yeah.
It's stolen,
But
which
right.
is great. So I mean, it's just all around great.
Yeah, no, I mean it's got everything you need with a pirate ship. It's scaled nicely too. Like none of these ships were even close to the correct size. Not even close.
Not even
If you're
close.
getting historically accurate. These are like peasant ships. Like these are almost rowboats compared to what these things look like.
Yeah. Andrew Alburn says he's got some extra pirate hulls if you want them, Jason.
Dude, Andrew Alburn always coming through. He's always coming through, man.
I know he's always got this like tub of weird parts, like in a closet somewhere.
Appreciate it. I have a good stack of these. They may mostly belong to things, so I'd have to check and see if I got extras as well. I do have a nice backstock of pirate hulls myself, but I appreciate it, Andrew. We could definitely look into it if I need them. Lady Bricks, hey, how you doing? Welcome. The background looks awesome. Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
We were talking about this. Like,
I spent so much time building out this video,
and it looks great.
It does.
I love the map you put along the back. Yeah, that's a good point.
I didn't want to leave out Buried Treasure because that was like a $3 set, maybe $4
with another 8 coins.
Yeah, with the gold. I mean, that one was pretty epic. It came with a 4x6 yellow plate, and like a 1x2 and 2 1x3 plates in yellow.
Yeah,
and then like a little nub, and then a pirate flag, a monkey, pirate like number 2 or something, or 3 or whatever number he was.
Pirate crew number 4.
The chest and like the full gold.
Full tons of gold. I love that they put handfuls of gold in like all these little sets.
I mean, you could have bought that set at that price back in the day, the same as you can buy the gold today. Some of those coins are going for like $1 a piece.
Yeah.
Now on Bricklink.
Yep. Yeah, the chrome coins. The chrome coins. Yeah. 8 coins. Yeah. Yeah, and like, yeah, $4 back then, a little bit more now, but still not bad at all.
Anybody have the piece count on the Barracuda? Right offhand, somebody look that up real quick.
I think it was a decent amount. I've looked at it before. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, if you could drop that in the comments, we'd love to hear that.
Yeah, that'd be great. It just dawned on me, and I was like, I wonder.
Yeah, I love the monkeys are always running around with like swords and guns.
I know.
They're just trained like.
I like the whole. What's funny too about that, Jason, is because we saw this, right? Yeah. The movie Hook. Okay, with Peter Pan and the whole bit.
Yeah.
Like that had a lot of cool classic Lego pirate vibe in it.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
But then the Pirates of the Caribbean came out, and then the monkey was like always carrying the medallion, got a
Yeah.
hold of the gun,
Yep.
and I was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So the reflection was like, hey, I've seen that somewhere. Oh,
Right.
it was back in my childhood on this Black Seas Barracuda.
Yeah, the monkey. Yeah, it clicked exactly when you saw it on Pirates of the
Yeah, it was like
Caribbean.
a little quick mental connection.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting a couple. Peter N said 845 parts, 909 listed on Bricklink.
909, a lot of 909.
Remake
parts.
is 906.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it was pushing. I mean,
largest set by piece count at the time.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I had heard.
It might be.
I think it is because it's almost 1,000 parts. Not almost 90 parts off. But
And it was
like
$100. It was $99.99 when it came out.
900 parts on a set back then is pretty big. Because not even the castles broke 1,000 pieces.
I know. I remember when I was a kid, we had a Christmas budget, right? And it'd be like $200. Whatever you can get for $200 is what you're getting. Well, half of it went to the ship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. PX Chris, I own every pirate ship ever released. Ooh. And SES is a mighty fine Skull's Eye schooner. Fine ship, no doubt, but I feel the Black Seas Barracuda really does outshine it overall. Design, color. And you get what? Go to the shipwreck island. I'm castawaying you. I disagree, sir. No, this is a beautiful ship. I actually do like the shape of the Skull's Eye better though. I don't know why, but I like it better. It's also a better, as far as guns go, the Skull's Eye would blow this one to pieces. There's no no contest.
They're on the same side though. So
no, they have swivel guns. This one doesn't.
I'm saying they're all pirates. They're all buddies.
Oh, yeah, until Ironhook showed up. Yeah.
And then unless it was like a crew broke off and like over here, but I mean, isn't Redbeard still the captain? Redbeard's always been the captain.
On the Skull's Eye, I believe he's still on that. Yeah. So these wouldn't ever really fight necessarily. I mean, pirates were fighting each other all day long too. There wasn't too much unification. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true.
Barracuda wrecked in Barracuda Bay.
Yeah.
And then he took Skull's Eye schooner out for a spin.
Probably. What's fun is jumping back to the the Clipper. The Caribbean Clipper. You'd think it would be harder to get and a little more rare than the Imperial Redcoats one, the Imperial Flagship, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
What's the little one? I think it's that. It's not. The Imperial Redcoat ship is way harder and way more expensive to get.
You're talking about the big one.
No, I'm talking about the little one. The one that's the same size almost.
The one that's Clipper. Like, yeah, okay.
It, for some reason, not to jump ahead, but I wanted to.
That wasn't called the Imperial Flagship. I thought that was the the big one.
The big one's also called the Flagship.
Maybe they're both named the same.
I think they're both called the Flagship, but you're talking about the big one from 2009 that has like 16 guns.
Yeah, that big one.
It's beautiful. It's a big ship. It's really nice. My buddy actually got a hold of it. I never got it, but yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. The Clipper, I have two of the Clipper. I only have one of the Redcoats one.
Cool.
Yeah, and they're for some reason the Clipper I keep seeing kind of more available than the British one. Just a random side note there.
James Westman said they're both called the Imperial Flagship. PX Chris said it's called the Imperial Flagship. Yeah. So they both have the same name. That's weird. One's got like 1,800 parts, and the other one's got like 300. Something like that.
Wait, what? A minifig collector, you can tell the small sets and the get good pirate crew in the Blue Coats Army. Yeah. The small sets you can build out those crews and the armies pretty easily with some of the smaller ones for sure.
Yeah. So here we're just reminiscing back here on the catalog images. These are wonderful. There's actually one in between in 1990 that I didn't show because it was just a lot of repeat. And then in 91 is some of the actual releases, the secondary releases, which was like Rock Island, Lagoon Lockup. So I wanted to feature those.
Mhm.
And then we've got the the two great sets. The what is it? Barracuda was Ideas and Eldorado Fortress was Icons.
Yeah, because they made. No, never mind. Yes, you're correct. They turned. What did they do? I thought they turned Creator Expert into Icons. That's what they
Yeah.
did. I was trying to remember. I was like, they didn't turn ideas into icons because they still have ideas.
Yeah. I mean, and I wanted to feature these and just mention them because both of these remakes are from this period of Lego Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Barracuda and Eldorado Fortress, obviously. I have
No.
not had the pleasure of building Eldorado yet. I have it. It's in the box. It's up here on the shelf. I haven't the time or the place to put it right at the moment, but I hear it's a great build.
Yeah, I have it in a box as well. I haven't opened it up yet. But I have built. I think we've both built the Barracuda one.
Yeah, I definitely built the Barracuda. I as soon as I got that, I built it.
Yeah, same. Busted it open. Yeah, for sure. These both do justice I mean, to the original builds completely. I mean, I think they're as good as you could ever hope for remakes. I really
Mm-hmm.
don't have complaints for either one of these.
No.
Um, I will say that honestly, what they did with Barracuda Bay looks better in my opinion than the original the idea design. I don't know if you've seen that one, but it was a little lower. It had a lot of foliage all over it, and it was
Yeah.
a lot of monotone, kind of more monotone
I mean,
looking.
I liked it. I liked it for what it was,
Yeah.
but them presenting it as a remake of the Black Seas Barracuda that could also be a ship, and then throwing in the little Islanders, throwbacks
Yeah.
and Easter eggs. That was a genius idea.
It was amazing. The
Yeah,
fact,
I
yeah,
mean, when I
because that
saw
was
this,
that
I
was
said, "Holy shit!"
yeah, the fact that they came out of left field with that, and
Yeah,
we're like, we're not just making a Lego pirate set. We're gonna build it as a reference to the original ship
yeah,
from the first wave of Lego pirates ever, and you can now, obviously build the Black Seas Barracuda remake, which is a very elegant, very nicely done ship.
yeah.
I like the original better, but that's just because of nostalgia. The build you can build off of this is a beautiful pirate ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, um, yeah. Just seeing the images, and what's incredible is how I think they even make the shipwreck island look good with some of the sails and masts and things. Like it's a cool set as a shipwreck.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
there's so much going on as just the shipwreck
It is.
part.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so
I mean,
getting these two.
there's a ton of details. There's like crabs and like all kinds of stuff like crawling down underneath in the
Mhm.
sand.
There's like a skeleton of like an imperial guy down there.
Yeah, it's
Like a
awesome.
reference, like you said, the reference to the Islanders' head buried in the sand, the statue, like that is
Phenomenal.
10 out of like just 20 out of 10 for me. When I saw
Yeah.
that, because I mean, Lego's kind of done a little bit to distance themselves from some of the stereotypical stuff they did with some of those themes back then. So for them to put that in there really felt awesome to me to see them kind of still embracing because it was such a iconic part of the Lego pirate world, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about it, like it still was part of that world so much. So yeah, like, having that reference in there was really cool to see that.
Octavian said they even had a pig.
They even
Yep.
had a pig, yeah.
Pirates
Yeah,
like bacon.
it was cool because it felt like a real like pirate headquarters island, like pigs
Yeah.
and livestock almost kind of going on, and
Yeah.
there's a little tavern built into part of the wrecked ship down below. Like they had some cool signage for that and everything. Yeah, yeah, it's a phenomenal set, 10 out of 10. Both of these, I can't wait to build this El Dorado Fortress. I've heard really good things about it. The fact they brought back the trade ship from the trading post
Mm-hmm.
I think was a good move for this set because I don't really believe we're going to get a remake of the Trading Post. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So at least giving us those cloth sails with the prints and stuff again is
Yeah.
really fun to add in, and I think it flushes the set out a little bit more. Fleshes the set out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
So
it is a nice addition.
yeah,
What
having
the let me look back here. Yeah, so the original Eldorado just had the dinghy.
Yeah, two little rowboats. Yeah.
Let me see here. Rock Island. See some of the pirate,
Hmm.
Lego pirate forever.
Hmm.
The bad guy's base came with a dinghy with the sail of the
Yeah.
other opposing side,
Right.
right? So in this one, you get the soldier settlers
Hmm.
dinghy. You didn't get one with this base here.
Right. Which is kind of interesting.
But then later on, you'll see here you get the lagoon lockup
Right.
with the opposing faction, and
Yep.
then you get a similar one in the Imperial Trading Post.
Yes.
I'm almost
Yeah.
positive it was the black and white sail.
And you get the trading post, and you get a pirate, black and white pirate one with the Islanders for Enchanted Island.
Enchanted Island, yeah.
Yeah. So
So I like the little dinghies with the
I
with the
do.
ship, and without that addition here,
Hmm.
the Imperial remake, the little trading ship, trading clipper,
Hmm.
schooner, whatever you want to call it, was a nice addition.
Yeah. Yeah. The only miss on this whole thing, I think, is that they just put an Imperial guy in there instead of a trade guy. Like
Hmm.
a nice print of a trade merchant would have been nice, but not that's that's picking at straws, right? You can put one of the pirates in there as a merchant, right? Like it
Right
doesn't.
now, yeah, right now we're lucky to get that flag up there that's printed with the settlers, print on
The
it.
blue settlers flag, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
you're
I
lucky
mean,
to even
yeah,
have a new set with that.
absolutely. And the imperialist soldiers in the fort, right? Like I didn't think it would happen, to be honest. I don't know if they had already planned this because they have the kind of the reference to the dead soldier uh in, in the Barracuda Bay set, or and then for the commercial they show the pirates up in the crow's nest and they see something on the horizon and he like freaks out. And I was wondering, maybe, oh, are they gonna bring the? There's no way they're gonna bring the soldiers back. Like, no way. In 2024 or 2023, they're not gonna bring the soldiers back.
And there
And
it
they
is.
did. There it is. Let's see. Someone had mentioned Trix Bricks is in here,
Hmm.
who's got a decently sized YouTube channel, and looks like he covers tons of vintage and retro stuff on his channel. Someone mentioned he might be a fun guest. That could be something to look into.
Yeah, for sure.
He's also saying, "What do you guys think of the next Pirates icons? Oh, do we think the next one should be?" I mean, it's so hard to know what they're doing with icons. They're kind of doing a shotgun approach of a bunch of different things.
Yeah, we're talking about a theme that literally has Eldorado Fortress and Optimus Prime. How the
Yeah,
hell are we going to be able to pinpoint what's next?
it's so hard to know. Um, it seems like they're kind of going along with sort of the winners of that 90th anniversary poll they did way back, and they're like, okay, well, pirates, castle, space, those were big ones, so we're gonna kind of build some things out in these lines. And they've been mostly remakes. The only one I wouldn't really say is a remake maybe is the town square. So we got these little things going on. What one should they do? Probably Rock Island Refuge.
Or the Enchanted Island?
Dude, Enchanted Island would be amazing.
That's Andrew Alburn's vote and Arto.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think of the other one. I think what would be incredible would be the Imperial Trading Post with another maybe different style of trading ship that would actually nestle right next to the Eldorado Fortress and continue those docks into it, so you could put the two together and make a giant port city owned by the Imperial Guard guys.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fun too, right? Like, really, at this point, when you ask me what they should remake and pirate, everything. I want all of it back.
Well,
Like,
the only reason I say that and agree is because of the fact that we saw the head buried in the sand at Barracuda Bay.
right. Absolutely. No, and a valid point. I'd like to see them do a remake of the skull volcano thing, that make it like a 500-piece set built out, or Skull Island, that red pirate fort with the big skull that opened and you could sail up inside of it.
Yeah.
What if this thing that's just a can of worms you could go for days on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Trixburg says, and Icon's Enchanted Island would be amazing. I agree. Someone else saying Trix Bricks is king. Yeah, I'm excited to look into Trix Bricks. I haven't seen some of. I've heard the name, but I'm excited to check out his channel more. So
Yeah,
check
we
out Trix
definitely
Bricks, guys.
will. Thanks for joining us and watching.
Yeah, yeah, we appreciate it.
Appreciate it. We
These
appreciate
are a lot of
everybody to
fun.
come in and hang out with us for an hour.
Yeah. Speaking of an hour, that's an hour. We're a little
Yeah.
over. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's our 1989 to 1991 Pirates talk for tonight.
Yeah.
I did mention that we are going to jump into some classic town. I have yet to decide what year we're going to start in. I don't want to start too early on in Lego because a lot of us aren't even going to be messing with any of that or even thinking about buying it as a remake, or collecting it at this point.
You're talking
We're
about like
probably
some of the
gonna,
weird ones, or they don't even fit in the cars and stuff.
yeah,
Like,
we're not gonna go all the way back that far, right?
Sure.
We're probably gonna go back as far as like big rig truck repair or whatever, or Metro Superplex or whatever, the big parking garage with the Shell station. So probably somewhere around 87, 86, 87, somewhere in there. But the problem is there's so much town that I'm gonna have to condense it by year, right?
Town is one of those, because
it's pretty wild. So I'm gonna try to piece it together and give some details on that.
Yeah.
Sometime through the week.
You might, yeah. Did you say you might have to check like year by year instead of a span?
Yeah, well, I mean, I might be able to put like 2 years in one,
Yeah. It might be cool to see what's 1989 to 91 in town. Just mirror the pirate one. That might be something. I don't know. That might be too much though.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do 3 years of town, dude. There was like 20 or 30 sets coming out every year.
There's like 500 sets. No.
I mean, yeah, it's astronomical.
Yeah, well, and we've tried to break up some of the town talks into almost themes because there's like 10 sub themes inside of Lego Town, and I think those worked really well. But it would be nice, to kind of touch it with a broader brush and get into just kind of the overall vibe that town was doing back then. So
yeah, I mean, you had a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of little vacation houses and race stuff, and
even some like little campers and some camping
stuff.
Yeah,
campers and.
Yeah,
there was a lot of stuff that it made Castle and Pirate fans kind of say,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
kind of cool.
It's kind of like, oh man, maybe, yeah,
maybe I need to get that.
Maybe I could have gone and done that, but I need all of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I don't want to leave that stone unturned for sure, but I'll kind of narrow it down. I'll narrow it down and see what we can do.
Yeah. Andrew was talking about maybe make some polls for which sets to include. That's not a terrible idea. It can be tricky though, because getting them out and then getting the results in and then knowing what to put in the polls, can be kind of hard. Maybe eventually we can throw some polls into the chat, but Peter N, $5. Appreciate it, my friend. Should I read that one out real quick?
Everybody's talking about Trix Bricks.
Just want to say thanks again for these talks. You guys make Mondays amazing. Side note, Trix Bricks is a Lego OG. Wouldn't be disappointed with his vids.
Well, it sounds like we need to have Trix Bricks on our show to have his 2 cents thrown in here with ours.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you for the attention given to Trix Bricks. Thanks for him coming in here as well. Appreciate you giving us the attention. So thank you. He says, Trix Bricks wants to say, thanks for all your hard work, guys. I love these deep dives. They take the sting out of Mondays. That's fair, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of, honestly, what I do is like, I have a very busy work schedule. And when Monday rolls around, I'm just like, well, it's Monday, so I can't do anything because I have an hour talk at 6 p.m. So I don't do anything all day.
We've taken back Monday, guys.
Yeah,
that's our goal here.
Monday has gotten no longer a bad the first rap. Day of the week for me.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
It's the extra long weekend.
Right.
Yeah. Monday was a good call. I'm glad we do this on Mondays. I think it really does help people who have jobs they don't exactly enjoy, or they get home and they can watch this for them and be a part of something. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the community that's building around this. Thank you for the followers. We got another 15, 20 last week, so we're growing well, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
We
very
appreciate
much
all the
so.
donations, all the comments. This was a fun chat. We had a lot of fun addressing you guys here today. So I agree with that. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, man. I'm excited for next week, getting into
Yeah.
town.
We'll get into some classic town, and then, like I said, we're gonna circle back around. We're gonna hit up the Black Falcons soon. We're
That's
gonna
gonna be
do another
fun.
pirate video, and we've got some more space stuff we need to talk about.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So everybody have a good week, and we hope to see you back here next Monday.
All right, that's been another episode of Let's Talk About Lego.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Do awesome things. Bye.